I count this as a near-death experience.
Oh, jeez.
Not because it was one, but because I'm dramatic. All right, I had a travel day from hell that ended up in a crime.
That's not okay.
So I'm trying to leave Turks and Caicos. They get us on the plane, and we sit there for an hour and a half.
It's the worst.
As the cabin just becomes steamier and steamier, not in like a fun, sexy way.
Yeah, they can't turn the AC on.
In like a sweaty way. Yeah, AC wasn't working. And something was happening where like an engine was overheating. So then after an hour and a half just sitting on the tarmac, they're like, okay, we have to deplane you. We're like,
well,
awesome.
At least you got that.
That's the worst.
So they deplane us. I go and get me a drink at the bar, wait for another hour and a half. And then all of a sudden they're like, get on the plane. Get on the plane right now. Like legitimately, they're like, okay, now we're boarding. And now it's the final call for boarding. And I was like, I haven't even paid for my meal. I couldn't even get the service. Whatever. We get back on the plane. We finally get home. And at this point, me and Ashley, my roommate / best friend, we're like, okay, I just want to be home. I want to be home right now. She's like, you want to order an Uber? And I was like, no, I'm not going to sit here and try to coordinate with an Uber outside O'Hare when they have a line of taxis outside just waiting to pick us up. So I'm like, we're just going to get in a taxi. I don't care how much it costs. And we're going to go straight home. I get outside terminal. I make eye contact with the first taxi driver I see in that lineup.
Oh, boy.
I point to him. I go, you, taxi? And he's like, yep. And I'm like, great. 2 of us right now. And he's like, you're fine with the black car? And I was like, I guess.
What?
I give you money. You take me home.
I like an Uber black.
Okay. But it wasn't an Uber, Michael.
Yeah.
And
It's just a regular taxi.
Yes. And he's like, yeah, great. And I tell him where we're going. He's like, dope. As he's starting to pull out, some other random guy comes up to the car and just starts shouting at him.
What?
In a different language, didn't know what the hell he was saying. And we were like, what was that? And the guy just kind of like brushes it off. He's like, oh, some like crazy guy. And I was like, okay.
Yikes.
And he was like, yeah, like you're supposed to be like at the front of the line to pick people up or whatever. I was like, okay, whatever. Let's just go home. So we're about to get out of the terminal before we get onto like the highway where it takes you out. And we see these 2 cop cars just coming
Damn.
out
You
of
got
nowhere.
out
My
of the terminal?
Out of nowhere. But like they're kind of parallel to us. But then our car starts pulling over anyway. And we're like, why are you pulling over now when those cops are all the way on the other side and like sideways to us? They're not behind you or anything. He pulls over. Next thing we know, both cop cars are right to the side and one like right kind of in front to keep him from going anywhere. The cops get out. They come up to the door. They open the door. They're like, all right, ladies, you got to get out. And we're like,
What?
What did we do?
This is insane.
Sir, I want to go home. And they're like, yeah, this isn't a real taxi. And we were like,
Stop.
ah,
Oh.
what? And they're like, yeah, this is a fake cab. They get our bags out. They're like, go back in line and get a real marked taxi. And we're like,
Wait, so you got in a car that
okay.
wasn't marked with a taxi thing on it?
He didn't have a taxi thing on it, but he did have he had the meter
It
kind
looked
of deal.
like
it looked very real.
Okay, so
Yikes.
when you went there, was there a line of other people getting
Yeah.
taxis?
Yes.
So you
He
got
was in the lineup.
No, you were in line to get a taxi. Like there were other people trying to get out.
What? I don't think
other
I'm
people
understanding
trying
the
to catch a
question.
taxi.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I literally left. There's when you get out of the terminal, they have a line of the taxis. You walk right outside, and there's always.
And the taxi
time
man wasn't there to kind of assure you, be like, "Hey, you here?
I didn't go to him that time.
She was ready to get home.
Yeah, I was just like
first
eye
car she saw.
contact, and then we got the next taxi. I was like, "You are a taxi," and he's like, "Yes." I'm like, "And you're a real certified taxi?" And he was like, "Yes, it says taxi on my car." And I was like, "Cool. I just want to go home and not be trafficked.
So what did
Can
it
we
say
pull that off?"
What did it say on the other car? Was it just
It didn't say anything.
Okay.
Yeah.
Damn,
All right,
Maria.
so-
Yeah, whoops.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You guys.
He was the
Who
cops.
knows where that could have went?
Well, okay, so I Googled it because I did catastrophize a little bit. I was like, did I almost get taken? Because I don't have a Liam Neeson to save me. Liam Neeson, if you're available, hello, I can be a damsel in distress if I need to be. I would love to get in a fake taxi for you, Liam. But it seems like what they just do is charge exorbitant rates and they won't let you out of the car until you pay
so it could be more of a scam. Could have been. I don't know.
I
though.
hope-
all
I like to
bad.
think-
all bad.
You know, I mean, like he wasn't there, honestly.
You go to like
so-
unlock the car doors, and they're like the unlock is like sharpened into like a razor. You can't get it open.
child lock.
I saw this
Let me
movie, The
out.
Bone
This
Collector.
feels like a Saw game, but I'm